Let me share a little bit with you about my sacred bundle, so you see where I'm coming from. I started out as a classroom teacher in East Los Angeles. My second language is Spanish. I graduated with a degree in bilingual education and went out to save the kids in the inner city. That was what I was going to do. Well, I learned a few things about what my limitations were, what I really could do, but I also learned a lot about the art of teaching. Moved to Washington, D.C., where I taught in the language schools during the de-escalation of the Vietnam War. Now, there's a few of you in the room who may have been around at that particular point in history, and you remember that the first waves that came over were very Americanized. You know, when the war was done, they wore blue jeans, they ate hamburgers, they spoke slang, American slang. They were very comfortable, worked with the military. Then the next wave came, and then the next wave. And I remember the day that an Asian woman came to the door of my classroom. She came to about here on me. She had a bandana on, very, very simple native garb, piercing black eyes. And she looked at me. She looked me up and down. Then she looked all around the room, just like she just stepped off a spaceship. And she landed on another planet. And then she got this air of resignation on her face. And she turned around and she whistled for the rest of her family to come in the room. So then Papa and the sons and the brothers and the grandchildren and everybody started to come in the room. And I thought, wow, if this woman hadn't approved of me, which I guess she decided I was going to be okay, then this family would not have come into the classroom to get what they needed. They couldn't go home. Didn't have that option. I was going to be the connector between them and their future. They had to learn English and they had to survive here because they really didn't have a home to go back to. My focus throughout my career has been that learner, that person in the center of the circle. And I call it learner, not student, because not always a student. I work a lot in corporate. I work a lot in government today. I work a lot at conferences just like this. But the most important thing to me is to make sure that you get something and that you, in the course of the couple hours we're here today, are different when you leave than when you walked in the room.